The first time the alien queen noticed the quiet human guard, she did not think much of him. She ruled over a vast star empire and was used to seeing thousands of workers, soldiers, and diplomats move in and out of her grand hall. Humans had recently become allies of her people, and many were posted around the palace to assist with communication and cultural exchange. Most aliens found humans interesting but unremarkable, or even fragile. The queen thought the same until the day she saw the guard standing near the crystal balcony at sunset. His name was Rian. He was shy, tall, and carried himself with a gentle posture, while the other guards joked and talked during their breaks. He always stayed back and observed the horizon with calm eyes. This caught the queen's attention more than she expected. She had seen confidence from countless warriors and advisors, yet this quiet human carried a different kind of strength, one that did not demand attention but invited it. The queen's species valued pride and certainty, and she was the most proud among them. From the day she took the throne, she believed she understood everything about leadership, diplomacy, and emotion. Yet when she saw Rian standing there, watching the sky turn golden over the glowing towers of her capital, she felt something strange, something gentle, something she had never felt before. She told herself it was curiosity, but curiosity had never made her chest feel heavy or her steps slow when she approached. One afternoon, she noticed Rian hesitate before greeting her. His voice was soft, and he kept his eyes lowered, not out of fear, but out of a quiet respect that felt warm rather than distant. She asked him about his home world, expecting a short answer. Instead, his shy voice carried a sincerity that softened even the cold echo of the grand hall. He told her about the simple fields of his planet, about the windmills near his childhood town, and about how he used to climb a hill outside the city to watch the sunrise. The queen, who had lived her entire life among towering palaces and star fleets, listened with a strange calm she had never felt in diplomatic meetings. At first, the palace workers whispered among themselves. It was unusual for the queen to spend time speaking to a guard, especially a human guard, but she dismissed the gossip. She told herself she was only trying to learn more about her newest allies. Yet she found excuses to walk past his post more often. Some days she brought small questions about his world. Other days she simply stood beside him in silence, watching the twin suns of her planet cross the sky. Rian never pushed himself forward. He never tried to impress her or speak boldly. Instead, he offered something rare in her empire, something that felt like honesty. When she asked him why he looked so peaceful, he answered that sometimes being quiet helped him understand things better. The queen realized she had spent her life surrounded by voices that spoke loudly, and now she wished she had more moments like the ones she shared with him. As weeks passed, the palace advisors grew restless. They worried the queen was losing focus. They urged her to attend meetings and diplomatic councils with more intensity. She did, but her thoughts drifted back to the shy human guard whose presence made her feel more grounded than 1,000 advisors could. One evening, a sudden storm hit the capital. The sky grew dark and heavy. Strong winds shook the balcony near the queen's chambers. The queen walked toward the balcony to inspect the damage and found Rian already there, helping secure a loose plasma lantern before it fell. The wind pushed against him, but he stood firm and focused. She watched him, and something inside her shifted again. After the storm settled, she thanked him. He smiled in a way that was small but warm, the kind of smile that held sincerity rather than pride. That smile lingered in her mind far longer than she expected. She found herself thinking about it during long council debates and quiet nights when her chambers felt larger than usual. The palace staff eventually accepted that the queen sought out Rian's presence. Some whispered that it made her more patient. Others whispered that something deeper was happening. The whispers grew louder when the queen asked for Rian to be transferred to her personal escort unit. The advisors protested, saying this was too informal for a monarch. The queen ignored them. She said she wanted someone who offered clarity, and Rian did. On his first day assigned directly to her, Rian looked more nervous than ever. His hands trembled slightly as he saluted. She sensed his worry and told him he did not need to change who he was. Hearing this, he relaxed, though his voice was still humble and careful. His presence made her feel more human. Even though she was not one dot in time, their bond deepened in small moments. She showed him the hidden gardens on the palace roof, where glowing flowers bloomed in spirals at night. He told her how humans enjoyed long walks after rain because the world smelled fresh. She showed him how her people created music by touching light crystals that produced humming tones. He showed her how humans created warmth by sharing quiet stories around small fires during cold seasons. Their worlds were different, yet the feelings they shared were strangely similar. As their connection grew, the queen began to understand something important. Her empire had always been built on strength and pride, but pride often isolated her. Rian, without ever raising his voice or demanding attention, made her feel seen as a person rather than a ruler. His kindness and gentle honesty changed how she viewed her own leadership. She became more patient in negotiations, more willing to listen, more open to change. Her advisors noticed, but could not explain it. One day, during a celebration honoring the alliance between humans and her people, an unexpected diplomatic dispute broke out. A visiting official from another star nation insulted the humans, calling them weak in front of the entire gathering. The queen felt a surge of anger, not because of politics, but because she had witnessed human courage firsthand. Before anyone else could speak, she stepped forward and declared that humans had qualities her empire could learn from. Her voice carried certainty, and the hall fell silent. Later that night, the queen invited Rian to the quiet garden above the palace. Lanterns glowed softly among the flowers. She asked if he minded that she defended humans so strongly. Rian said he did not mind. He said he was grateful, but he also said she did not owe him anything. His humility touched her more deeply than she expected. For the first time in her life, she felt unsure of her own words. Yet she felt compelled to speak from the heart rather than from the throne. She told him she admired his quiet strength and the way he stayed true to himself. She told him that being near him made her feel more balanced. Rian listened with wide eyes, clearly overwhelmed. He said he never imagined someone like her would think such things about someone like him. The queen stepped closer and told him that strength was not always about greatness or power. Sometimes strength was found in kindness and patience, and he had shown her that in that gentle moment. Surrounded by glowing flowers and night air, the queen realized she had fallen in love with the human guard who once stood quietly at the balcony. She felt both nervous and relieved. Rian, though shy, met her gaze with a soft expression that held sincerity. He cared for her too, though he hardly knew how to express it. His hands trembled slightly, but he did not step away. Their relationship changed from that day forward. It was not loud or dramatic. It grew through shared walks, quiet conversations, and moments of mutual support. The palace learned to adapt. Her advisors slowly accepted the reality that the queen loved a human, not for political reasons, but for reasons that made her a better leader. As months passed, something remarkable happened across the Star Empire. The queen's newfound patience and openness influenced her diplomatic style. Conflicts between regions eased, trade improved. Other species saw her willingness to respect and understand humans and began to show similar respect. Rian became a symbol of unity without ever trying to be one. His presence reminded the queen and her empire that even the quietest voices could change the galaxy. One afternoon, during a council meeting, the queen paused after hearing a heated debate. She stepped outside onto the balcony, where Rian was, standing guard. His calm presence steadied her. She realized that without him, she might have taken a harsher path. She thanked him for being there. Rian simply nodded, saying it was his duty, but she knew it was more than duty. His quiet kindness continued to guide her in ways she never expected. As their bond deepened, the empire grew stronger. Other leaders from distant worlds came to observe the peaceful changes happening under her rule. Many were surprised to learn that a shy human guard stood at the center of this transformation. They expected a great general or strategist. Instead, they found a humble man who rarely spoke unless spoken to, who always listened before responding, and who treated every moment with sincerity. One evening, during a celebration marking the rise of a new era of unity, the queen stood before her people and addressed the crowd. She spoke about courage, but not the kind displayed in battle. She spoke about quiet courage, the kind found in honesty, patience, and understanding. She said that strength did not always roar. Sometimes it whispered. The crowd listened, moved by her words. After the ceremony, she found Rian waiting near the edge of the hall. She walked to him with a soft smile. She told him that the changes in the empire were possible because of his influence.